Hello, everybody, and welcome to Soul Sunday. My name is Emma from Renew Studio. Thank you so much for joining me for a little bit of time dedicated to your soul, recharging your body, your mind. We are going to be doing some stretching, some breathing. I hope you are ready. All you'll need for class today is your mat. When you are ready, I invite you to come down to child's pose. We take our knees the width of our mat. We bring our two big toes to touch. We settle into our space. When you are ready, walk your hands all the way out in front, bringing your forehead down to the ground. Little shift of weight here, left and right. Reaching your fingertips forward, sending your hips back with every exhale. Please take two more rounds of breath here. Big breath in as your fingertips reach forward. Open mouth, exhale, send your hips back. On your next breath in, rock yourself up. Come to a tabletop pose. From here, walk your hands underneath your shoulders, keeping our toes together. Exhale, send your hips back. Inhale, tabletop. Maybe even lift your chin, shine your chest. Exhale, child's pose, take it back. Few rounds here. I want you just to take notice of how your body may be feeling, what might feel a little tight. If this bothers your knees, you always have the option to put something underneath them, a towel, a rag, a pillow. One more time here. Big breath in. Drop your belly. Flip your gaze. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale, rock yourself up. Come back to your tabletop. Now I'd like you to walk your knees in a little bit underneath your hips. Separate your feet. From here, you're going to walk your hands slightly forward. We draw our hips and our belly down towards the mat. We lift our chin up, cobra pose. Gaze can even come to the sky. Big breath in. And then exhale, take it all the way back, child's pose. Good, let's flow through that just a few times. Inhale, come all the way forward. Drop your hips, gaze up. And exhale, round through your spine, come back to child's pose. Two more times, just like this. As you come forward, feel your core stretch out. Pull your shoulders down your back, gaze up. And then exhale, take it all the way back. Inhale, rock yourself up, tabletop pose. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Now from here, we're going to work on some small rotations. So all I'm going to have you do is slightly bend your elbows, sending your elbows back. From here, you're going to rotate, send them out to the side, and then press yourself back up. Slow, little halfway lower, twist, and then stand it all the way up. Beautiful, you got it. Find a nice range of motion that feels good. Finding some mobility and flexibility in our shoulders here as we're working these tiny movements. One more time, bend, rotate, and then slowly press yourself up. Beautiful. Holding in our tabletop pose here, I'm going to have you walk your left knee directly in the midline of your body. Taking our right leg, we lift it up and over, and you're crossing your knees here. Open up your feet about the width of your mat, and then I'm going to have you play with your range of motion. So start to send your hips back. Maybe this is where you are at today. You'll notice that as you send your hips back, your left knee is starting to lift off of the ground. Eventually, you walk yourself all the way back to a seat. Lift your knees, gaze up. I'm going to pivot my body here so you can see me. Two knees in one line, both of the outsides of our feet resting on the ground. You're going to pull your knee into your chest. Sit up nice and tall. Feel your outer IT band stretching, maybe a little bit of your glutes. Taking our right hand, reach it up tall. Drive your right elbow into your right knee. Take your left hand, place it down. Notice how your body naturally twists. You can hold here or take it a little bit deeper, eventually turning your gaze over your left shoulder. Hold. Start to bring your body back to center. And then when you're ready, place both of your hands back down, coming back into our tabletop pose. Exhale, send your hips back, child's pose. Inhale, rock forward, tabletop. Take your hips all the way down, cobra pose. And exhale, send it all the way back, child's pose. Inhale, rock yourself up, tabletop. Now from here, we draw our right knee in towards the center of our body. We take our left leg up and over our right. Good. So you're sliding your left knee behind your right knee in that little nook. Open up your feet the width of your mat. Play with your range of motion here. Maybe you hold here this morning. Our right knee starts to lift off of our mat. We walk our hands towards our body. Our glutes hit the ground. We sit up nice and tall. Lifting our left arm up overhead. This time we draw our left elbow to our right knee. Option to hold here or place your right hand behind you. Little twist. Gazing over your right shoulder. Think about wringing out your spine from your neck all the way down to your tailbone. Make sure you're breathing. Big breaths in. And exhale, gently release, come back to center. From here, we plant our hands. Our knees come down. We start to rock ourselves forward back to that tabletop pose. Exhale, come back through child's pose. Inhale, rock yourself up through tabletop. Drop your hips, flip your gaze, cobra. And exhale, child's pose one more time here. Inhale, come forward, tabletop. And then drop your hips down. Gaze up, cobra. Pull your shoulders down your back. Gaze up, big breath in. And exhale, take it right back to our tabletop. Alternating here, sending each of our feet back one at a time. Pressing into the ground, sending your heels to the edges of your mat, stretching out your calves. When you feel equal and balanced on both sides, I invite you to come to a high plank pose. Activate your core, pull your quads up and off of your knees, pull your shoulders down your back. Good, chin is out of your chest, you've got it. Now we lift our left leg up just a little bit, enough so that we can gain some momentum. Drive your left leg through low lunge. Now, option to hold here and stay here. Last week we worked on rolling on the outside of our foot for a little bit of a deeper stretch. We're going to continue that momentum this week. Drop your right knee, untuck your right toes. Option to stay here, or as your left knee starts to open to the side, you're rolling on the side of your left foot. Option once again to hold here, or slowly start to notice as you pivot on this back foot as well. Good. So much that your right knee almost starts showing forward. Hold this deep stretch here. You'll feel this in your glutes, your IT band, your hips. When you're ready, come back to center. tuck your back right toe, lift your right knee, walk your left foot out and around, coming back into your high plank. Good home base here. Find that perfect posture, one straight line from the top of your head all the way back through your heels. When you're ready, lift your right leg just slightly and then draw your right leg all the way in for that deep runner's lunge stretch. Once again, option to hold here or drop your back left knee, untuck your left toes. Once again, option to stay here or slowly start to pivot open. It's almost as if your body, your upper body is dropping down to the left as the rest of your lower body opens to the right. Good, I'll face you here. Pressing that right knee away as you're rolling on the side of your foot. Breathe into it, feel your glutes, your hips, and then slowly start to come back. Plant both of your hands back down on the ground. Tuck your back left toe, lift your left knee, start to walk your right foot back. Holding in your high plank, take a nice big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips to the sky. Maybe walk your feet in a little bit. Notice where your ankles or your heels were at in relation to your mat last week and maybe where they are at this week. Every single week we're working a little bit harder on stretching our calves and our hamstring, bringing our heels down to our mat. Pressing all 10 of your fingertips down to the ground, tuck your chin to your chest, gaze at your knees. Feel the back of your neck really lengthen and stretch out. Shake your head, yes, and shake your head, no. Grounding through our left foot, we inhale, reach your right leg high. Bend into your right knee, start to pivot your hips for a nice deep hip opener. Coming back to center, lengthen through your right leg, take a big breath in. Exhale, draw your right leg all the way through, come back to this runner's lunge. Maybe a little rock forward and back. Make sure that you feel sturdy here. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift our chest up. We're going to take it to a nice big chest expansion. Option to hold in this lunge here, or if you'd like to bring your back leg in for a little bit more stability, by all means go for it. If you draw this heel down, you're going to feel more of a stretch in your calf and hamstring. All 10 toes are facing forward. We reach our arms behind us. We interlace our fingers and we open up our chest. We gaze towards the ceiling, pulling our shoulders down our back. Now, if you notice that you might lose your balance by looking up, just take your gaze back down. Find a point of reference, a focus that keeps you grounded. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, bring your chest down to the ground. See if you can keep your arms lifted up over your back. Option, you can always release your grip, or you can even take your fingertips down to the ground. Eventually, this is where we will meet. Release any grip you may have taken. Bring all 10 of your fingertips down to the ground. And then from here, you're just going to walk your back foot slightly a little bit further behind you, enough so you can drop your left knee. Option to stay here. Our goal is to start to straighten our front leg. So as you shift your weight back, your right leg starts to straighten out. Notice that your toes start to peel away from the mat. You can take it a little bit deeper by untucking your left foot. coming down onto your left heel. Option to hold here or to forward fold, collapse down. Be mindful of your weight here, trying not to shift left or right, but staying directly hovered over your left heel. Remember your options here. You can always stay grounded on your left knee. I want you to find a pose or a posture here that feels really good in this range of motion, depending on what kind of stretch you are looking for, if it's more calf related or hamstring. Good. Take another big breath in and exhale, let it go. Wherever you are at, start to walk yourself back up. 90-degree angle with our right leg. Tuck your back left toe. Start to lift your left knee off the mat. And then walk your left foot in a little bit closer towards your right. Good. We have a pyramid stretch here. Both legs are nice and long. Again, tuck your chin to your chest. Gaze at your knees. On your next exhale, bring your left foot in to meet your right. Draw your belly towards your quads. See if you can wrap your arms around the backs of your legs. Taking this nice deep forward fold pose. Big breath in. And exhale, release your arms down. Inhale, rise up. Bring your arms all the way up overhead, mountain pose. And then exhale, just take it right back down. Forward fold, fingertips to the mat or as close to the ground as you can reach. When you're ready, bend into your knees. Step one foot back at a time. Come into your high plank. We'll repeat that whole series on our left side. Maybe a little rock forward and back. Good. Big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Dropping your heels as close to the ground as you can, gazing at your knees, rolling your shoulders down your back. Rock onto your tippy toes and then send your heels further back down to the ground. Hold your static downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high, three-legged dog. Bend your knee. Start to pivot your hips open, taking this nice hip opener stretch. Good. Come back to center. And when you're ready, draw your left leg all the way through low lunge. 90-degree angle with our front leg. Our entire left foot is pressed down into the ground. When you're ready, we lift up our chest. We take that same chest expansion on this side. Option once again to bring your right foot in a little bit more, depending on what type of stretch you're looking for. From here, we draw our arms back. Interlace them if you can. Option, you can always hold a towel here. Open up your chest. Gaze up to the sky. Continue to breathe. Remember, if this throws you off balance, you can always level yourself back out. On your next exhale, start to draw your chest down to your left leg, lifting your arms up. Eventually releasing your grip, planting your fingertips down into the ground. From here, we drop our right knee, untuck your right toes, half split. So start to shift your weight back, feel your left leg lengthening out, flexing your left foot, taking all 5 toes towards your head. Walking your hands forward, reaching for your left foot. Drawing your chin back into your chest, your gaze down. On your next breath in, start to walk yourself back up, bending into your left knee generously enough for that 90-degree angle, tucking our back left toe or right toe, I'm sorry, lifting your right knees, and then walk your right foot in just a little bit for our pyramid stretch. So I'm looking for both feet completely grounded, rooted down. Pull your chin to your chest, gaze at your knees. Feel the back of your neck really lengthen out. On your next exhale, draw your right foot in to meet your left. Feel your tummy rest on your quads. Pull your gaze towards your knees one more time. Wrap your arms around you. Exhale and release your arms. Inhale, rise up. Take your arms all the way up overhead. Big mountain pose. And exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Step each of your feet back. Hitting our high plank pose, pulling in our core. On your next exhale, drop your knees. Send your hips back, child's pose. Inhale, rock yourself up to a tabletop pose. And then from here, I'm going to face you. We're going to bring our left foot forward and we're going to take a seat. So we call this a 90-90 stretch, right? You want to make two 90-degree angles as much as you can with your legs. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. Now from here, all we're going to do, both of our knees are facing the same direction. We're going to lift everything up to center, and then we drop to the opposite side. Sit up nice and tall. Option, you can always use your hands here, bringing both of your knees to center, and then drawing both of your knees down. Good. I want you to take it a few times. See if you can find some nice movement and mobility in your hips. At the end of that posture, you sit up nice and tall as if somebody's pulling you by a string. Good. One or two more times. Beautiful work, you guys. From here, we take both of our feet, grounding down the soles, planting our palms. All 10 fingertips are facing our heels. From here, we press down, we lift our hips up, reverse tabletop. And lower back down. Inhale, lift your hips as high as you can, and then exhale, come right back down. One more time here. Big breath in, reach your hips up. And exhale, come back down. Reaching for our knees just to help us lower down to the ground. Head, neck, and shoulders relax. Pull your knees into your chest. Good. Little rock side to side here if that feels comfortable. The more you draw your knees into your chest, the more you'll feel your tailbone start to lift off of the ground. On your next exhale, draw your left leg long towards the top of your mat. You can let your heel rest on the ground. We pull our right knee just slightly in a little bit more towards our chest. And then just a little release here, enough so you can take your left hand and reach for your left ankle. Now, I would like you to draw your left ankle towards the midline of your body. And notice as you draw your left ankle in, your right hand pushes your right knee away. Good. We're going to go for a laying tree pose here. So keeping our legs as they are, all I want you to do is connect the space between your foot and your left leg. And as you draw the sole of your foot closer towards the midline of your body, your right knee starts to lower more and more. Now, be mindful of your knee, be mindful of your hip. I want you to find a range of motion that feels good. Hold it for 3 breaths, and then see if you can draw your knee a little bit closer to the ground. As you are laying here, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to show you that when we stand, our tree pose is here, right? Sole of our foot faces our belly. Our right knee comes down. The same exact posture you're taking on the ground. Good. So keep drawing your right knee further away from you as you feel your right hip open up. Take one more round of breath here. And then just as we came into this pose, we come out of it. We draw our right knee back to center. Roll out your ankle. Let it go. Bring your left knee in to meet your right. Once again, give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. And then lengthen your right leg long. Let it go towards the top of your mat. Pull your left knee in for a nice little squeeze. And then gently relax. Right hand grabs for your left ankle. And as you pull your ankle towards the midline of your body, you're pushing your left knee away. Connect your left foot to your right quad. And as you do that, you start to push your left knee closer and closer down to the mat. Maybe today in your practice you're holding here, or maybe you're drawing that knee to your chest. Every week we get a little bit more flexible. We build that strength as we stretch our body. And you'll start to see those little changes and improvements. Remember, hold for 3 breaths and then see if you can take it a little bit deeper. Awesome job, yogis. Pull your left knee back into your chest the same way you came down. Draw your right knee into your chest. Squeeze here. One last little rock side to side. We draw our knees far away from one another. We flex our feet as if we're planting our soles up to the sky for happy baby pose. Option to reach for your big toes and draw your knees down and out. Option to reach your arms around the backs of your legs. Wherever you are at in your practice, I invite you to hold. Our goal here is, like I said, to draw our knees in and out, opening up our hips. You always have the option to lengthen one leg and the next. Whatever's in your practice today. To release any grip you may have taken. Draw your knees back into your chest. Taking our hands to the backs of our legs, rock and roll yourself up the length of your spine. Hold at the top. Swing your feet out from underneath you. One last time, we come to our child's pose. Knees outside of our mat, hips come back, arms come forward. Take 3 final rounds of breath here. As you inhale, reach your fingertips forward. And as you exhale, send your hips back. Beautiful work, you guys. Walk your hands towards your body. Sit up nice and tall. From here, we take 3 more rounds of breath. Big breath in, reaching your arms up, and exhaling, letting it go. 2 more times here. Inhale, reach up, gaze up, and exhale, release. 1 more time. Biggest breath of the day. And exhale, release. We take our hands to heart center. We bow in gratitude. Thank you for spending this time with me here on your mat. Namaste.